All right, y'all. What's the vibes? It's the host Max. So Wavy. This is episode, I believe, 34 of Sorry for What. And I got another special guest with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my man.
What's good?
What's good? What's good? What's good? Tell him your name, bro. Oh, you want me to tell him your name?
No, I can do that.
Okay.
I think I could do that.
All right.
I'm Theo, 26 years old, photographer, videographer, brander, marketing, doing everything.
Very humble. The GOAT. The best. The motherfucking GOAT. I think that's what you should start saying. I think you should stop being so humble about it.
I like the vibes in
Yeah,
here.
man.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Nice little setup. This is a nice little setup. Better than our usual setup for everybody that's watching or listening that typically knows what it looks like. This is a nice little setup. And yeah, man, glad to have you on the show, bro.
Yeah.
Glad to have you. So let's jump straight into it. First of all, I love your hat.
Thank you.
Oh shit, Miss PR in the cut. You right. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Hold on. We gotta give a special introduction too.
Hey, what's good? What's up, Miss PR? What's up, Miss PR? Yeah, Miss PR in the cut today. We're in a tight space, but she's front facing center.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like it a little bit more. She be in the background like, I want a
Got
mic.
love over there.
Next episode, I'm getting a mic. Y'all don't respect my position.
You have a mic.
Yeah, you need a mic.
Y'all want me to
Hey,
have
we
a mic.
afraid if she got a mic,
And
it's over with. That's why we put her in the bag with no mic. We're like,
we might get canceled. No, we got a couple people in here too. My boy, you could say something too. They can't see you, but you could definitely say something.
What they do, man?
You know
Let me
what I'm
introduce
saying?
this man. Let me
Yeah.
introduce this man because that's my boy. My boy Sani over there.
Yeah,
One
fire
of
with
the
the
most
camera too.
slept on photographers in Central Florida. Let me tell you.
That's a
Check
fact.
in with the man.
That is very true. I clicked the page and I was getting into it and I was like, damn, this nigga takes some real good photos, bro. Firework.
Yeah.
But both of y'all have like a vintage look. Like y'all look, it's like something. No matter what camera you using, it looks like you're using a Polaroid, and that's so fucking fire.
Most of the time, like, and I think Sani's using kind of like similar gear. We be using a lot of like 35 point and shoot millimeter film, and that's kind of like how you get that vintage look.
Okay.
But then for the most of the times, also like it's about the editing. Like I'll be shooting a lot of digital work for let's say bigger clients where I don't really want to mess up and stuff like that. So I'll still be shooting a lot of digital, and it's really simply about the editing. Like you could really enhance a bad photo with the editing, make it really look good. Yeah, hell yeah, no, for sure.
No, I
Huge
agree.
part of it.
I think the first time I came across you was 2021, right?
Man, we know each other for a minute.
It's been a while.
Yes.
2021. And you were taking pictures. You took some of those pictures you took of me on your phone.
Yeah.
And that shit, those are still to this day the best pictures of me that I use them just for everything. Still.
Yeah.
Like I use them for the cover. Like when you looking at my
That's
shit.
what I'm saying.
These are your pictures that you
We
took of
coming
me.
full circle today,
full
guys,
circle.
you know
Actually,
what
when
I
I really
mean?
think about it, I'm like, damn, the logo actually is your photos, and they're fucking
hard.
fantastic. So,
That's hard.
in that time frame, you come a long way from 2021.
I'd say
right?
so for
Definitely,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, I started out with pretty trashy gear, you could say. Again, like you said, I used the iPhone a bunch, and then I never went to school for this or any of that stuff. I think you can relate to that too. Shout out YouTube University here for sure.
University,
Tap in with them boys over there.
It gets you right.
It will get you right for real. Yeah, just really started out, and obviously as you put in work over time, like you just progress, like you learn more about the craft, like just doing it every day for a consistent time is just really gonna enhance your quality, and I think that's just what happened. My time here in Lakeland, or trips to Atlanta or Miami, places where I had worked, it was just like I really kept myself busy for pretty much like 2 years, 3 years straight, almost every day. Yeah. And then it's kind of like quick math. Like you will get better.
Yeah,
like you're not gonna get worse. You might get better like slower than other people, but you just gonna get better the longer you do stuff, the more invested you're into stuff. Like the more you meet other people, get some mentors, get some inspiration, like you would just gonna get better.
It's consistency, yeah.
Exactly, and it's very slept on. Not slept on, but it's just I see a lot of people pick up something and they invest some time for like 3-4 months, and I'm like, you know what?
I don't want to do this shit.
You know what I mean?
That's
I don't want to do
it's not
this.
results that they want to see, like right then and there, technically.
Exactly, or they don't feel like growing, or they just not as interested anymore, and that's really like what separates some people from the others, just kind of like going through those bad times and still creating though, not just saying like, I feel uncreative, let me take a break here.
Yeah, I got writer's block, I got photo
writer's block.
Whatever
It is a real thing. Like I go through those moments all the time where I'm like, I feel like very uncreative or uninspired, but I still create through those times, and I think that's that's kind of like the key point. I just don't really like shut myself down,
Gotcha.
get in a room or whatever. I acknowledge the fact like, yeah, this might not be my best work. This might not be my best photo. This might not be my best video, but I still kind of like go through that. And that's how you get quicker out of that slump too.
Facts,
you know what I mean?
Facts. What determines your inspiration? Like, I know you can obviously not be inspired sometimes, but what keeps you inspired, like, through it all? Even, like, when you're absolutely, like, you know.
For me, it's, like, so random that, you know, I have days where I feel, like, super nice and I feel like, wow, all the ideas I'm having, that kind of makes sense. They're clicking, like, I have a vision. And then some other days I feel really down. I don't know. I really can't say. It's really, like, a momentum thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I'll just catch a couple good weeks here.
And the better you get, the more you want to keep going. Because it's like, damn, I remember when I wasn't this good. Let me see how far I could take it. I want to just keep going and keep going. It's you against you kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's other stuff that comes with inspiration. Like me, for example, I just recently moved out to Atlanta. So just putting myself in a more competitive environment or in a city where there's more of an infrastructure or a little bit more motion is going to raise my level because, okay, let's say I was out here in Lakeland. There wasn't really too many people doing videos or music videos, so I was doing all right here, you know, but I also noticed that I'm not really getting better. And once I moved to Atlanta, I was like, damn, I was good in Lakeland, but I'm kind of average here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I got to put in some work and get better. And that's exactly something that can keep you inspired is like a move. Just putting yourself in a more competitive 100%. Environment
100%.
Where it's like, okay, now it's kind of go time, you know?
Around people who are doing the same things that you're doing, around people who want it just as bad, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a great way of looking at it. So, starting in Lakeland, you're not from Lakeland, though. Tell everybody where you're from. I'm sure they can probably tell that you're not from Lakeland.
You might hear it. I'll try to hide it. I'm originally born and raised in Germany, lived there 18 years. Got to the States 6 years. It's been 6 years now. I was in Phoenix, Arizona for a little bit. Wasn't doing any type of camera work. And then I moved to Florida. That's where I started with all this. And then now Atlanta.
I got you. And when is the first time you picked up a camera? Was it in Florida or was it even like in Germany? You were like...
It was actually in Germany. Where I first had, I'd say I always had like a big passion for photography or like I'd say branding, nice visuals, nice images. It was like I always loved looking at music videos or nice galleries of photos or whatever. So I think it was kind of like sleeping in me, like this whole time.
For sure.
And then my friends from high school started a creative collective back home in Germany called Easy Music. So shout out to them boys.
Yeah, shout out to the boys. If you tell me their social media, I'll put it at the bottom.
Slow Mo, Young Obama, 99, all these my day ones really. And they had started a studio at their own crib type of deal. And I was just really in there a lot because I knew them from high school. So whenever I got back from America to the States over the summer, like in between semesters, I was just kind of like hanging out with them naturally. And I was in the studio a lot, and for a lot of people think being in a studio is cool, but it's really boring if you don't have a role.
It's so boring as fuck.
It is so boring.
I'm not gonna hold you. It's boring as hell.
Because all you hear is the same beat.
all the time, and everybody's on their phone like writing or producing.
And they be in there for like 8 hours or more.
Yeah.
Like a whole shift.
Then when you record the song, you got to bring the shit back. You got to hear the same part over and over again. So yeah, that shit's definitely.
If you're not the artist, the producer, or whatever, or the photographer, video, you're just there bored. And I caught myself just getting high in the studio for a couple hours, and just like, damn, I'm just really like just getting high. I'm not doing nothing. You know, everybody has their role. So their Instagram. And I can say that now because I fixed it. But their Instagram at that time was pretty bad. Like, their sort of the way they promoted it. So I was like, you know, my dad got this old camera. I'm in the studio anyways. So, you know, let me just kind of like find a purpose. Okay. And then the photos kind of like turned out good. And they started posting it. They got a little more traction because of that. You know, they got 20, 30 likes more. So it's like, okay, this works, you know. And then we obviously started working consistently together, shot a video. And then I had to go back to Florida, and that's where I really was like, all right, let me take this a little more serious, and you know, actually start doing this.
And go from there, and you're shout out to you for picking up the camera because you makes a lot of shit look good.
Yeah,
you've come in that time, you've done work. What I've seen, you shot a video. Famous Kid Brick was in a video. Loaded, Famous Kid Brick.
We had shot Loaded featuring Famous Kid Brick.
Yeah.
That was probably like one of the biggest projects out here in Lakeland and stuff like that. Yeah.
Shit looks real good, real official, and he's like I like his visuals too. So to see like someone I know put a visual together for him is actually fire because it looked good. It matched the cut.
Yeah, I mean loaded and me.
Shit, yeah,
that's really my boy. We really be working ever since I moved out to Lakeland. He was the first one to respond to my DM. Because when I moved out here, I had looked up like every single rapper in Lakeland, and I had hit up, literally ask everybody, hey, you want a free shoot? You want a free shoot? Like, let me take your album cover. Let me do this and that, I got left on red. Like,
left you on red?
So many times, bro. I was just in a room with an artist that had left me on red like 20 times. Asking like, yo, where the footage from that day? And I'm not tripping about it, but it's like situations like that, bro. I went back in our chat and I seen my DMs being left on red. And so Loaded really the first one that you could say like let me in.
Nah, you said that when I met you. I was like, yo, where you from around here? You like, I just be at what was the name of a Boatload? That's what you told me. I'm at Boatload with Loaded all day. That's what you told me in 2021.
That's what we was doing for real. We was in there all day, every day. And he was really the first one that trusted in my vision, and then ever since then, we've been working. We've been working still to this day. Even though I'm in Atlanta.
And I think
a little more of a different roles. We be doing other stuff together, you know, like some more on the distribution side or, you know, helping with moves and, you know, planning moves together and stuff like that. So our work relationship expanded a bit. But he really the first one that let me shoot him here in Lakeland. So can't forget about that.
And
you know
I think he got some of the best visuals. He's probably one of the most put together artists in Lakeland. Like, his shit is always strategic. His shit is always well planned. Yeah, or Polk County. I guess when I say Lakeland, I'm thinking
even like, bro, I even go further, Central Florida,
together,
bro.
Definitely, he's
put together. His shit is put together. His shit is industry vibed out. So shout out to Loaded. And he, like I said, I always say this. He gave me my most streamed, most watched interview. So shout out to Loaded. He's he's
ball out now.
In a day. He's probably gave me higher views. Yeah.
But that's all we've been working on for real. Cause ever since we started working together, we shot a couple videos here and there, and it was just like it was alright. Response was alright, you know. But then we really like started to figure out a marketing plan and all these very important things that go into music. Cause nowadays, a good song is just like that's been said so many times. Like a good song is not just gonna blow up and you all of a sudden like you got this nice deal and you're rich and everybody
it's not gonna happen.
That's not happening. There's a lot of work in the back end, and that's kind of like what we got into. Again, YouTube University, looking up like, all right, what's the algorithm strategy, or how can we just kind of like up Spotify streams, Apple Music streams type of deal, because a lot of the times, when I be talking, for example, like a label or an A&R, that's really what they care.
Yeah, that's what they care about. What's your social media? How many followers you got?
Mostly, like, honestly, they care more about Spotify. They care about your Spotify and YouTube.
What's the difference with Spotify and, like, Apple Music? Like, why is Spotify...
Spotify is more dominant because they just got more users. So very simple answer is 80% of music is consumed through Spotify. Or some I don't know about 80%. Like, don't quote me on the 80%, bro. I'll be coming up with facts.
They about to be in the comments like, actually
it's 79.
You're bugging out. You're bugging out. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a simple answer. It's a lot of like users on Spotify, and the thing why Spotify and Apple Music matters because everybody can buy Instagram followers. Everybody can buy that stuff.
There's a lot of people in the city that do that.
You know, I know people that got 50K on Instagram. They got 25 monthly listeners.
Yeah.
That shit don't add. And the label will see that, bro. Yeah. That's so easy that's one click.
The people could see it.
I feel like I can spot it.
Yeah.
Anybody could see it from a mile away.
So it's not really like worth it like that. I can understand why people do it. I can respect it why people do it. But it's kind of like the wrong focus in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's like no one really asks for your following count. I know people that got 900 followers. And they average 20, 30K monthly listeners on Spotify. Boom. Because not everything is just Instagram.
Right.
There's so much other stuff.
There's so much other stuff. Yeah.
I know someone specifically like that. They got like over 1 million streams on their song. They got less than like 5,000 followers.
Yeah.
It's not you know what I'm saying? It's not.
That's press.
And then there's people who have the following, and they have, even if they got the listeners, but then they try to put together an event. And nobody shows up. You feel me? And it's like because it's not real people.
That's what
it's
the money's
not a
at.
real thing. You
Show
feel me?
events.
Yeah. relevant. So
it's not as streams.
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like the route y'all are taking is way better because it's hard work and it's gonna land. You feel me? And it's gonna last. Hard work lasts. That's really my valid opinion. But all right, y'all, we're gonna take a quick little break and we'll be right back and get into some more shit.
Peace.
All right, y'all, we are back. Thank y'all for staying tuned for that break. You feel me? Everybody's back. Everybody's refreshed. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Right. Camera's good. You good, Miss PR? You in the back? You hungry?
Yeah. I'm super hungry.
Yeah, I'm starving. I guess it's starving. I'm not gonna hold it. But yeah. I was listening to where we left off, and we pretty much left off with basically, kind of part of it was talking about Spotify, getting your numbers up on Spotify, but also just taking the harder route, not buying followers, not what I'm saying, watching it gradually grow.
Yeah.
You think it's more rewarding that way, too? Because if you just buy.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are out for like a quick dopamine rush. Yeah. So I think that's where these like pages that offer services like that come in hand, and they sell you that you get like $5K and pay a couple $100 here and there and whatever. But really, the long run game is like, or the game in the long run is like authenticity. Yeah, so really getting in front of real people and really forming relationships is so crucial for like every business, everything you're trying to do.
Facts. Yeah. And you
same with the music. Facts. A lot of people just post on TikTok, post on Instagram, hope that shit blows up. You gotta be in front of real people, talk to real people.
Facts.
Go to events, go to like
perform.
Shitty open mics, bro.
Facts,
perform in front of 2-3 people, bro. Doesn't matter. Like you meet the people, you grab the Instagram, talk to the people, you share what you're passionate about, and
eventually it catches, it clicks, yeah.
I mean, it piles up over time, Facts. They might subscribe to your Spotify or your Instagram, whatever, like real connections.
Yeah, I think you just gotta authenticity, like you said, being authentic. Like you gotta be yourself, bro. There's a million people who sound like somebody else, or like we already seen like the little babies and the this and the that. We want to see like somebody new. We don't want to see the same thing over and over and over again.
It's not easy though, like
No, it's not. It's easier said than done.
Yeah,
you feel me?
For sure.
It's easier said than done, especially in a business like this. Do you prefer shooting like rappers? Like, is that what you want to do? You want to be like a celebrity kind of thing, or you just like shooting anything? Because I've seen you just shoot regular content, like plants, sky, and the shit looks fire.
Yeah,
so like,
it's a little. I would say I'm like visually everything where the idea is great. That's what I'm invested in. So it doesn't really matter if it's rap, if it's a commercial for the most boring thing. Like if you can flip it somewhere creatively and the idea is straight, like I'm kind of in it. Yeah. So I don't limit myself. But I did started out photography, you could say, street photography. Yeah. So when I was like 18, that's where I had shot on an iPhone, just random stuff in the street or random day-to-day things. Gotcha. Like a plant that looked like a Mickey Mouse in Arizona. I remember that particular shot. Or just like people walking in a cool way or funny way, or like some like political stuff that's kind of like the first thing that I got into. But yeah, really everything. Like I don't really limit myself. I started out doing a lot of music, obviously in the beginning, cause and I still do a lot of music photography just because I love music. I love rap and hip hop. That's really like the only thing that I listen to.
Should have asked you what was on your playlist this week. What you listening to?
I'm listening to 8 Ball Loaded, and I'm listening to Try by Dexter Chance. That's the two. I'm listening to Never Fold by Letter M.
Okay.
Atlanta based.
Make sure y'all check that out. I'm gonna check them out. 8 Ball Loaded, I listen to fire. That shit's fire.
That shit hard. But yeah, it's just like hip hop and like maybe a little bit of like Afro beats every once in a while. That's what I like. But so that's naturally I just started working in music, But now out there in Atlanta, I'm transitioning more into fashion, I would say. And I'm transitioning more into branding overall. So coming in and I wouldn't say like consulting, but helping brands with their overall image, their consistency. That's a bag I'm also trying to get into for sure, because that's really like my passion.
It's a bag, it's a bag. And putting other people on. Some people be so like I don't know how to say, like gatekeeping. Like they feel like they can't let other people in. If they let other people in around them, you feel me?
It's not if y'all copy me, it's not gonna work anyways.
Facts.
So you know what I mean? Like I'm not tripping, bro. Like if y'all wanna copy me, go ahead. It's not gonna work. It's only gonna be like you. And I wish I had more people. I mean, it sounds weird, but like I had DM'd or reached out to a lot of like bigger directors, bigger photographers, ask if I can, be on their hip or help them out on set or whatever, and I had got like not a lot of responses. Right. So for me, my approach is like I guess like me coming up and progressing also in what I do is like I will want to put on people. Because in the end of the day, it's like so many people,
Everybody
so
needs
much,
somebody, yeah.
bro. There's so much money out there, bro. Like,
yo, everybody
you want to
can
keep
eat.
all that
Everybody
money for
could eat
yourself,
if you let
bro.
it, bro.
Like,
Yeah,
come on.
facts. I feel
So
like that's not
much.
even wealth. Like, if you get rich and keep it to yourself and don't help nobody else get rich, you didn't really do much.
Or
you
great
just,
moments,
you feel me?
man. If you can, if you have a great moment by yourself, man, like that's nice. But like if you can't share moments, like in the long run type of deal, it's like. It's not really like a reason to have that moment at one point. You know what I mean? So it's always good sharing moments or sharing success or sharing stuff with people, you know? And like community based is really where it's at. Community, man. Like that's really clutch, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact. I think that's true. How is it hard for you to feel like you got the community being that you're not technically like from here? Do you still feel, you know, is that hard for you?
I see what you're saying, yeah.
You feel me?
That was definitely like a culture shock when I first got here. You know, like stuff like distances, like, bro, y'all live so far, bro. Like, I gotta drive everywhere. I can't walk. If I walk, I feel like I'm like,
you walking miles and miles. Yeah,
people honking at me. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like very uncomfortable walking, whatever. Food was like, so I did experience like a culture shock in the beginning too, and I still do.
How's the food? Is it worse here?
It's way worse here.
It's horrible, right?
It's not great.
Man, it's not great, bro. It sucks here.
It's just like there's just a lot of sugar and everything, and it's a lot of processed stuff. And back home, the food is a little bit more natural. Like you can feel it. There's like it's proper bread. You know, where it's crusty on the outside and then fluffy on the inside. Here, everything fluffy, bro. Like, why is everything fluffy? Like you literally gotta hunt down a good bread, bro. Like you gotta go on a hunt for that. So that is, you know, I still experience that. I experienced that with a lot of like, I would say like, up there rappers that are kind of big, but not like Drake level, not like Cody Shane level, not like people like that, where I'm like, sometimes I don't know them, but I work for them.
I got you, but you work for them, yeah.
And then I have, you know, it's like they're big in their city. So it's like a famous example that I always like to tell. It's like 21 Savage, little like brother, 21 Harold, he raps, and I was on his set shooting portraits. And like, you know, when you're on a bigger set, it's like 20, 30 people involved. Like one is doing camera, one is doing BTS, one is doing guffer, one is doing all the lights and equipment. There's a lot of people involved. And you usually connect on those, like, you know, like you ask other people, hey, what do you do? And like you exchange grams or whatever. And I was with the artist. I was with 21 Lil Harold in kind of like the styling booth, whatever. So, and I was like, just like, you know, green as hell. Like looked at him like, so what do you do today on set? And he was like, bro, I'm the artist. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, little things like that.
I got you.
Where it's just like, damn. Like, he was super cool about it.
Like,
yeah,
I'm an artist.
bro. It's like, hold up.
Oh, this is my family, bro. What you guys doing here? Excuse me. I didn't even know this was happening. Hold on. It's mad small in here.
Mid-video?
Yeah, it's mid-video. Give me 1 second. I'm going to come out there. Yeah, I didn't even know they was here. That caught me off guard. That was a real life reaction, guys. I didn't know they were going to come. A little pop-up going on. But, yeah, back to that. Culture shock, ultimately.
Yeah, so still to this day, I have that, you know, where it's like, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. Explain it in a different way. Okay. Or I got situations where it's like, yeah, we don't really do that. Like when I smoke a cigarette, people look at me like, damn, why? Like, you know?
Really?
But like back home in Europe, like you start smoking cigarettes, like with the age of 14, everybody smokes cigarettes back home. Wow. So situations like that, or, you know, like it's all right.
You
like,
think
you know?
people are more friendly here or there? I feel like people aren't friendly.
People here more like welcoming in the beginning, but it's harder to develop like real connections. So examples could be like you walk in a Walmart or Publix, like all the people that work there be like, hey, what's up? Like, so nice to meet you. Like, you're my best friend, whatever. But it's like, they don't really care how you feel. You know what I mean? And to some extent, I like that because I think that's just being kind of polite. Back home in Germany, sometimes people be like a little grumpy. Yeah, the deeper part, like forming deeper connections with people might be more challenging in the US, I'd say. Yeah.
I think that too. I've never been to Germany, but I still think that it's hard to form relationships with people here.
There's a big scene out there too, so for rap, American rap, it's a big scene. I'll be trying to always work with a few German. I have a lot of German producers that send beats to American artists, and kind of like form a connection that way.
Fire. Well-rounded, man.
Yeah.
Well-rounded. That's fire as hell. That's fire. And you mentioned earlier that you're getting more into the branding, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where do you see your brand? Like, where is it that you want to take your brand to? What level? Or is there a level, or do you just want to keep going until you feel me?
Right now, yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Right now, I'm focused on elevating other people's brands. That what I say, and then kind of like, obviously push my brand on the side. Like, make sure when I shoot a video, I got PTS people. Make sure when I have a photo shoot, I got BTS people. I got content that I can reuse for myself.
Thanks.
And getting hired again. But really, my day-to-day activity is not focused on my own brand. It's focused on other people's brands.
That's fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
But it's gonna be at one point like.
Of course. But I'm saying it's still
focus more on me. Yeah.
It's still dope, and you, like you said, you mentioned earlier building relationships that you were somewhere with someone who left you on read.
Yeah.
Right. Which is kind of crazy because.
Yeah.
Relationships I feel like, take you further than. I don't know if I'm saying this in the right words, but when you build the right connections, that could take you further than a quick payment or something. You
yeah, exactly. I mean? Or like
some people
just
don't understand
exchange of services and stuff like that. But sometimes it's a payment is a form of trust, especially in the U.S. where you got a big like free market oriented society. You know, capitalism is very dominant here. So sometimes I see payments as a form of respect in a country where it's valued that much. So I see it more of like, okay, you trust me when you put money down. Like, kind of like put your money where your mouth is, or how you say that?
Yeah, that's correct. Money talk. Put your money where your mouth is.
You know what I mean?
Where the bag at? There's so many ways you can say that.
I think that is important because, like, especially if you provide a photo video service, you know, like a lot of people ask you, hey, trust me. I'm going to be the next artist to blow. I'm going to be the next brand to blow. And if I blow, I'll take you with me. But I would want to see, like, other people trusting the videographers or photographers first. Where it's like, all right, I like your work. I'm going to trust that you're going to stick with me, or I'm going to trust that you're going to produce fire content, and that's why I'm going to pay you a couple $100 here and there. Facts. And I don't really see that a lot. And again, I have a lot of people that ask me, hey, can you trust me in this? Can you do this for the low or whatever? And it's like, man, it would be nice to, you know, see the other way around. Where like, okay, I value this much that I'm going to just...
how about you don't ask me for a discount? Yeah. How about you don't ask me to go low? How about you just trust me enough to just pay my price, and you're going to get your money?
Maybe you put it down, and that's when you... And that's another kind of like advice for a lot of artists. If you pay your videographer right, he will get you better work, bro. Yeah. Like, it's so easy. If I'm getting paid right for a project, like, I put like way more energy or passion into it, you know, than if I potentially like have like different prices. So for artists, it's like, you know, it's important to
is it hard? Do you often get artists who don't want to pay? We still good on time? Good? Okay. Do you often get artists who don't want to pay the price?
Yeah, for sure. You feel me? All the time, every day. A lot of DMs, a lot of yo DMs. It always starts when they
the more O's, the more bullshit. I swear to God, the more O's, the more bullshit that's coming behind it.
If the DM starts with a yo, it's not deep, bro. It's not that. It's not gonna be serious, bro. Like,
yo,
you know, it's just like yo, and the longer the O's, bro.
The younger the O's, the more bullshit. I'm not gonna hold you.
Which I wanna say something though. Like, I still trust people though, so I still provide free work, but I provide free work to people that I really trust. You know what I mean? And I still get that. So it's not just all about that, you know what I mean? But it's like people I specifically pick that I work with, you know, that way I'm like,
your people gang, the people you trust, the people, Do you have to believe in the vision to get behind it? You know, like, as an artist, when I was rapping, it was hard for me to do songs with people that I didn't really like their music. Feel me? I couldn't do it because even if they, like, I couldn't fuck with it. I just wasn't true to me. So... Is it hard for you to take pictures or like make videos and content for people if you don't believe in their brand?
For sure. I mean, it kind of like depends. Sometimes I'll be doing like work that I'm not the most passionate about it. Right. But that's just how it is, bro. Yeah, no one does 100% what they want to do.
Of course, yeah.
So that is still stuff I do, and that's stuff where I'm still saying, okay, I'm gonna provide like my 100% for that. I'm gonna give them 100%. But if you are talking more of like a team thing, where you team up with me and where we got a consistent thing, I know what it takes to brand someone right or to like do all that, and it's a lot of work. Yeah. It's very hard hours. Like, it's long hours. So me being committed to a person like that much and not believing in that person, that's just not gonna work.
It's not gonna work out. Facts.
So it's, you know, like, I gotta fuck with you.
Goddamn, I gotta fuck with you. Yeah. Facts. Yeah, nah. It's not gonna work out. It's hard to get behind bullshit. It really is hard to get behind bullshit. So.
And even if it's like a bigger, like,
if it's a bigger rapper, for example, that music don't like, he's like, yeah, maybe you want to be my personal photographer, and it's a big rapper, but I might not like his music, and then it's gonna be hard for me to go on tour for months with you, or just sacrifice my whole craft for you. Like, maybe you're big, but maybe I don't like love your music, and that's okay, you know.
Facts. I feel that 100%. All right, yeah, we're gonna take a quick little break, and we'll get back into it.
For sure.
All right, yeah, we are back. We're live at it again. Had to take another quick break. Everybody still feeling good? Everybody all right?
Yeah, I'm
right,
chilling.
Cool. Been here for
I like these breaks and like in between, you know.
Right?
Cool.
Yeah, let you stretch a little bit, you know what I'm saying? In between, it's a little small break. It's cool. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Think of something else, you know? Good shit.
That's
good
true.
shit. So, so who do you think, we were talking about working with bigger artists, who do you think is the biggest artist that you've worked with this far?
I say,
as far as scale, not like, you know.
It's hard to say, because there's some artists that I had caught, not technically working for them, but I shot with them. So, but I'd say probably the biggest artist I had worked with is Bottom Gotham, Cody Shane, Too Rare, Murray.
I know Murray.
Yeah.
Spot'em got him too. I know Spot'em got him.
I had shot his portraits.
Yeah. I seen
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, just like, probably these ones. Yeah.
You just shot photos that you just posted to your gram. And Flujay was in them, right? That's the girl.
Yeah, I have forgot her name.
Fucking
I was gonna say her name, but you see the struggle. Like I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's alright. But I don't even know if that's how you say it, right? That's the girl who rapped. Okay, I was making sure. Okay,
she plays for LSU.
But
she might be probably the biggest person I shot then.
Yeah, I guess
you
so.
could say.
But them shits was crisp. Never mind the person, like, you brought them shits to life. Them shits look good. It's like I was in the whip with her. It was fire. It
was cool. It was a nice setting. You know, it was just like at a video shoot. There's like a couple photographers in the room and stuff like that, and they were just kind of like hanging out backstage, and that's usually when you grab the best shots. It's like when you shoot a show, kind of like similar. It's like backstage, like that's where the magic happens. Right?
Is that what it's called? Like
lifestyle, like, because I mean, most of the times, like, I'll try to catch people in their not natural environment, but I'm trying to make them, most of the time I'm trying to make them look cool.
Yeah,
you know, to be real. So I catch them in like a different moment other than holding the mic. You know what I mean? Kind of like more on a lifestyle level, or you have stuff like that's more conceptual shoots where you come up with a treatment and just kind of like execute a vision that you know beforehand, instead of just documenting. So it's like two different approaches you can have with artists. Some artists just prefer the more documentary type of vibe, and some artists just prefer more concepts.
I like documentary vibes. I hate like taking pictures that are like planned. Like, I hate planned. I have like two poses, you know what I'm saying? So it's like after a while I run out of shit to do.
I got a smile and I got a mean face.
I got a smile, got a mean face. I flick you off, I got the peace sign. So
and
4
then that's
poses.
it.
And then after this, I don't know what else you want from me.
5 minutes in.
Yeah, I can't really fuck with it. So I think that I'm more of a, that's why I like your pictures, because it just always looks like someone's like doing something. They're never like just like, all right, pose like this. Like, okay, pose like this. They all look like real authentic. Everyone's being true to themselves.
But in many senses, you know, like, you can plan something like that as well, you know, like you can make a concept shoot around BTS, you know, like that could be another way. Or I don't know, some artists really like to, with their work or with their visual work, trying to tell a story as well about their life, and that can't always just be documentary. That sometimes might be just something random or something that, you know, wasn't seen yet, you know. So I fuck with concepts a lot, you know, because that's kind of where it's at.
It's hard to see something, like, I can't imagine seeing something and being like, dang, I think it'll look good like this, and capturing a picture and knowing how to move. Like, that's not really my thing. Like, I like chatting, I like talking.
Yeah.
So, like, taking pictures and editing and all that, that's really not my thing.
And that's kind of like depends on your craft too. Like, I could see you running a podcast, you know, you might not need the biggest like concepts here and there. Like, you need more the vibes and stuff around it. And then other people, you know, they prioritize that, and it works for them, you know. So it's really whatever. I like both styles. I appreciate both styles. I respect both styles for sure. For
sure. Yeah. I hate taking pictures. I'm like the worst picture taker. Every time we go out somewhere and we have beef when it's time to take pictures.
Oh, for real?
I take bad pics. So she don't be with it. She be like, oh my God. I be like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that type shit. So, can you get some water? Some water? Yeah.
That's not it.
It's my water. Yeah. Okay. My bad. Yeah.
We're not sponsored by this water.
We're not sponsored by this water. That's a fact. That's a definite fact.
We're gonna get there.
You said that earlier. I heard you say like, nah, I can't shout out the water no more because they ain't paying me.
They're not paying.
Yeah, bro. I started out doing that. Like, oh, I'm drinking this, I'm drinking that. And I just stopped doing that shit because it's like, damn, I'm really not getting paid for it. It's crazy.
That's true. Some people be putting stuff up. And that's what I learned shooting from bigger rappers where they were like, I love that shot. It's just a Sprite logo in there. I'm like, Sprite's not paying me.
Yeah,
I'm like, why the fuck would I put? I got a big platform. Why the fuck would I put Sprite on like that? You know,
because some people might.
They don't care about me. It's just this big corporation.
Facts. You know, just like, a whole bunch of numbers. Like,
you know, or had people like blur the Sprite logo. Just
I never
makes sense. You know,
like that do make all the sense in the world.
Say that.
That do makes all the sense in the world. Like to blur that shit out. You're not promoting none of that. Yeah, I get that.
Not
so
really worth it.
You moved to Atlanta, right? Do you feel like you've had more opportunity since then?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
It's been 3 years, or basically 2.5 years in Lakeland and 4 months in Atlanta. And really, when you ask me for the big people that I shot, it's been very recent. Okay. So obviously my time out in Atlanta. So already in 4 months, I had way more. I had learned way more. I had got so much better. I feel like those last 4 months, I'm really like at a point where I can just like feel that I'm having some type of breakthrough in my work. And I think that's exactly what Atlanta did to me. But also, I found a better creative infrastructure over there. So if you look at a video, there's not only one person involved, right? We were talking about a 30 people set, right? So it's like, obviously, when it's those big rappers, they got hella people on set. And that's really where the good stuff happens, is through collaboration and people, you know, working as a team and putting that stuff together. There's no way that Drake has only one shooter for his video, like running around with a gimbal like that. You know what I mean? There's so many people involved. And that's something I'm now starting to learn. Is like, okay, I can now all of a sudden collaborate with a fire makeup artist. I can collaborate with a fire stylist. I can have assistant on set that does my light. Or
shout out to Kaj Beauty.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kaj Beauty. That's all in one. Shout out.
But that's the thing. A lot of and that's really where it comes together. You know, like instead of thinking, okay, I could do this. I'm a photographer, whatever. You know, I'm not a stylist, so I should let that like. People do that is their profession, you know. If that's your craft, like, you should do it, not me. And that is something I'm slowly getting into, you know, working with more people, and that's why I'm creating better results. And that's something that I'm kind of like start getting big on.
Do you when you look back at your older pictures, do you like cringe a little bit? Like sometimes if I hear old music of mine, I'd be like, I hate this.
More for like video. I always felt like not to sound cocky, I always felt my photos like. I always felt them. Like, I still look,
Talk your shit. Yeah, fucking fire. Yeah, you know.
I look back on like some of my old photos. I still really like them. I still have them on my website or in portfolios. You know, like, more for like video. Like, I had shot some videos that I'm now looking back and I was like, damn. You know, and also like more. I look back on like how I had run stuff. You know, shoots. I was, you know, just like not unprofessional, but it was just like very new. So I look more back on things that I've done where I cringed out. And it's like, damn, I had nobody assisting me here, or I had no BTS here, or I could have done this, like communicated better, or, you know, so more things like that. And videos. But videos is just harder overall to be good at. So it's more of a process.
Videos are very tedious. Like editing is very, like, even editing is just crazy hard. But videos are very... You could record a whole bunch, like an hour worth of shit, and still only have 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, video is very cut.
Oh, that's why all these Hollywood movies, like, that's why they take so long. Like, sometimes you got 8-hour sets, 12-hour sets for 20 seconds, you know? And it's crazy. You know, that's why they shoot Avatar for 13 years or some shit. You know what I mean? That's why it costs so much money.
You'd be waiting like, dang, they took too long to come out with this. Yeah, but it takes a lot of money.
But it's because it's so complicated. Once you get into it, like, you will understand, like, oh, there's things like lighting, there's things like security, there's things like property rentals, there's things like agreements now that you have to sign. So many on that legal shit.
So much business. There's
so much things around the actual shooting that needs to happen though to produce this type of quality. And that's really when you see, okay, video stuff really takes time. That's why I do also like photos, because I like moving sometimes quick, or I like getting, you know, not sitting too long necessarily with something. And photos is really, okay, you can shoot the photos, have to turn around in a couple of days, or maybe the photo's that good that you don't even need to edit.
Don't even need to edit. You can take it straight off the camera.
Exactly. But a video is there's always more involved than a photography, you could say.
And when I first met you, you weren't doing video. You said for that reason, you were like, no, video is a whole nother thing. I'm not doing that.
It's a whole nother thing. And I think it was a good decision for me because I was able to lock in on one thing and kind of like school my eye a little bit before I kind of like take that next step. And then essentially like it just like video is something where, you know, like the bread revolves around a little bit, you know, so that's something you just kind of like have to pick up in a sense. And it's something that I learned. Yeah, I mean, you got not only music videos, you could take it so far. There's no photo option on TikTok. Yeah. There's no YouTube Shorts photo. It's all video, you know. It's Reels. Instagram now, only they do is Reels. They don't really prioritize photo content. So unless it's for a website or a very particular look, video is definitely where it's at and where a lot of people like inquire video from me. And it's something I learned like loving, you know, and that's something I really like it now.
Even the video you tagged us in, anybody watching, listening who doesn't know, obviously we have this hat collab, which is great. Make sure you guys purchase a hat, right? You tagged me in the video of you like just, I don't even know what you were doing, like drinking coffee maybe, just random, and it was so picture like it was fire, bro. And I tried to do that shit on my TikTok and my shit looked crazy. It's a disaster. I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck you did. It's just craziness. It was just so crisp, so fire, like.
Yeah,
and it's like no brainer.
But sometimes the things just be simple, like, you know, setting up a camera. Like the best things are simple, man. Like the best things is always the simple stuff, you know, like making it easy for people, you could say, or just having a simple like brand name, or simple. You know, it is true, man. I mean, look at like we all have an iPhone in here, bro. Nobody's using Android in here, right?
No.
Yeah, it's because Apple is just a simple shit, bro. Like the logo is simple, it's so easy to work with it. It's so simple. You got AirDrop, you know, and that's why people love it. Yeah, or even like brands like Fear of God, they literally just put essentials on their thing. Like it's not that deep, you know, or like other brands, and people pay $900 for that shit because it's just like minimalism. Just simple stuff works. If an idea is simple, it's gonna work. If it's complicated, if you gotta explain a whole bunch of shit to people all the time, like people gonna forget about it. They're not gonna bear with you, you know.
Especially in this time where, like you said, everything's so clickbait, quick, 15 seconds. Like even TikToks, Instagrams, like they give you like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. I think it just went up to a minute. But before, you used to have to like capture them in that time, so nobody wants nothing complicated or long or
it just enhances it. I think it was always like that. I'm really much into ads. I love watching like creative ads of like random stuff, and there's like this one particular McDonald's app. You guys know the McDonald's sign, the M sign, right? Yeah. So it was an ad for coffee, so they had put the M sign as the eyelids, and they were open. Fun. So in sense of you drink coffee, you're caffeinated, you're ready to go. Okay. So a super simple idea. You know, you don't need to explain that to no one. Everybody knows. They made the eyes a coffee bean. Like amazing. You know what I mean? And that's such a simple ad. And that was last year. That was a McDonald's ad last year. So still, and that's a big brand. That's probably one of the biggest brands in the world. Yeah, they are not doing too much. Yeah. They're not doing no clone effects here on whatever. They're just having good shots, a good idea, and that's what's gonna work. And that's the best brands like are up there, you know. Even the biggest ones, they just do simple stuff in the end of the day. Yeah. That's
me. I like simple. I don't like nothing too complicated.
It's not easy though. Yeah. It's almost harder.
It's almost harder to be.
It's way harder.
And that's crazy. Is that crazy?
I mean, breaking.
Like, how is that?
It's so hard to communicate creativity, you know? And if you are able to break something down to just what it is, that's so hard. Like, I can be out here and, like, blah, 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 you know, like, okay, and then this shirt was here, and then I'm, like, whatever. But if you can just, like, if people just, like, see it and they know what's up, like, they're going to relate to that, and they're going to eventually buy it or associate their name with it or whatever, you know? But if you don't have to explain the things always to the people, that's usually what, you know, works the best, you know?
I agree with that.
So, yeah.
Which is why, I get it. I get what you're saying in the sense of, when I guess that's why I like the podcast. I feel like it's simple. It's to the point. I don't have to, like, almost like rapping. It was too much to it for me. Like, it's like, it's not just rapping anymore. You feel me? You got to do this, you got to do that. I like simplicity. So I guess I get what you're saying.
And you stay authentic because you talk to people. Yeah. So you got the both sides, you know? Yeah. You set up for everything.
Set up for every single thing. It's like perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. And I get to get free sauce. Like you give a lot of Simple things are everything. I like that.
It works.
Like,
yeah.
It works.
So if artists are lost,
the best things are simple. That's dope.
If artists are lost with their rollouts, or or brands are lost, just reduce it to more of like a minimum.
I got you. Nah, 150%. Yeah, that's dope. So I think I already asked you where you see your brand going, and you said you want your focus on other person's brands. What advice would you have to anybody that's wanting to get into it? Because I think you've accomplished a lot in the last 3 years alone. So what advice would you want to give to somebody that wants to do the same things you want to do?
Oh, damn. Okay, that's a long question to answer, but I'm gonna keep it short though. I think that's hard. I think we count now.
Seconds. Oh,
you want to save that?
Okay, so yeah, we can save it. We can let the camera cool down a little bit, and we'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back, man. Thank y'all for staying tuned. That was the last break. We're getting close to the end here, but I hope you had time to think on the question.
Yeah.
Let me repeat it.
Please.
What piece of advice would you give someone trying to do the same thing you're doing?
Okay, this is probably some advice I had stolen from my previous mentor in Germany, but she had told me that people are not gonna inquire your work or work with you as a photographer, videographer for your ideas that you're about to put out. They're gonna work with you because of the projects that you have been put out. Okay. So it's kind of like we talked about it off the pod a little bit. Where we're saying it's very easy for people to get passionate about a project, right? Like, hey, let's do this, let's start this. It's very easy, get excited, I'd say. But really, like, okay, what can you show to back it up? So if I'm McDonald's, like, I want to see what you've done before I give you all that money for an ad.
I got you.
Or if you were like this rapper, like, you want to see some stuff. So I'd say definitely find a niche, first of all. So don't try to do everything the whole time. Find a niche, get kind of good at it, learn, like, get an eye, develop some kind of like eye for it, and then build a portfolio. And because that's what gonna get you hired or eventually booked again. So I'll say that. So don't be afraid to necessarily do work for free in the beginning, So don't be too petty about that, because again, you're not there yet. You got to get better first. And that's kind of like leads me right back into like my second part is just don't settle for ordinary stuff. Like always trying to like push yourself, stay creative, because in the end of the day, like, I know we talked about it too, there's a lot of like marketing bullshit here and there. It's a lot of things.
Buy
but
this, buy that, 5,000 retweets, this that,
and that.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, if you're going to be successful, it's because of your quality. It's that simple. Like, there's strategies and algorithms and whatever. But in the end of the day, if you're good, like, you'll be able to make it somehow. You know what I mean? Of course, people 100%. Get more lucky than other people, but really what everything boils down is the quality. So that if you're starting out, just focus on quality. Obviously, we talked about it too. Stay consistent with everything. Don't just give up, and don't think too highly of yourself too. There's a reason why you're not shooting with Drake. There's a reason why you're not shooting for Nike. You know what I mean? And that's not like you just gotta be a little honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that just started out or they just be at it for a little bit, and they're very cocky of themselves, or like very much, I don't do this, or I don't let that person speak to me like that, or whatever, Right. And it's just like, bro, but you still not really there. So why are you having that mentality,
Yeah.
It's good to talk your shit every once in a while and be proud of what you're doing, but overall, you just kind of like have to stay down, I'd say. And the creative field is like, everybody hates getting judged, right? Like, everybody's in their feelings a little bit when they first hear something that they don't want to hear. But if you kind of let go of your ego a little bit and be able to take constructive criticism very well, that is something where, man, you save so many years, man.
It's hard though.
Like, that's so what
hard,
I'm saying, because everything's so personal.
It hurts though. It feels personal sometimes.
It is, and some of the things is your baby, like, and you feel like, whatever. But man, like, you will just save so much time if you just are like a little bit more open to what other people say. And of course, not everybody, because you can't listen to everyone,
of course,
But find people that inspire you. Find a mentor for real, like really find a mentor, and then be open to what that person says. And most of the time when people criticize your shit, it comes from a good heart, So also know that.
Facts. It's a difference between someone criticizing you because they care and criticizing you because they're a hater, you know?
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
It is.
So you got to know who you're listening. I'm not saying, like, okay, is a random person telling me that photo's shit. I'm like, man, whatever. I like that photo. Like, I don't got to listen to nobody. But if it's, like, people that I specifically choose to be my mentors or that I look up to, and then that person tells me, nah, I think that's a little mid.
Right.
That hurts. Yeah. And I had that situation with kind of my first mentor when it was my first year doing it, and I was very proud of my work. I was I really thought, like, I'm different, like, you know? Like, I really felt like, damn, like, you know, I'm in the U.S. taking photos of, like, rappers and shit, you know? Like, I really felt, like, good coming back. And this is a girl, or, like, this is a woman that has shot with Vogue Italy, with literally every big brand. Yeah. Has amazing she's in her 40s, you know? Like, she's very established photographer. And we had met for coffee. She types in rapper album covers, like, and just scrolls through all the images on Google. And says, like, well, where's your shit? Like, basically, where's your things different than that? And I couldn't tell her anything. And I was so in my feelings because she just called me out. It's like, yeah, it just all looks the same, really. And that's where I was hurt too in the beginning. But then later on, like, or even that same day, I was so motivated after that. I was like, yeah, you know,
all right, I'm going to show you.
Yeah, not necessarily show you. But, like, yeah, next time I'm going to see you, I have a different catalog. And you'll be like, damn, you did that. And, like, that time, a lot of people just getting blocked. Like, if you know that person is inspiration to you, like, learn from that person, for real. Like, don't be all in your feelings all the time. Like, take advice, even though it's very hard for myself. Yeah. I probably say that, and then I'm going to be in my feelings next week. It's easier said than done, yeah. It is very hard to do. Yeah. But, again, if I could have done things differently, I probably would have loved to be a bit more open in the beginning.
Great piece of advice, because, you know what I'm saying, you're open, you're honest. Like, you know, it's still hard for me, but if you could avoid it, you should avoid it. Yeah.
Always reinvent yourself, because, I mean, if you can kind of, like, feel if things are going for yourself. Like, you see, like, oh, if things are going for me, I'm on the right lane. But if you also feel like things are not going for me, maybe I got to step it up a bit or change it or be more open, I'd say,
Do better, yeah, definitely. That's not in some people, though. That's why it's easier said than done. Some people just don't have that in them to stay grounded, but when you do, it pays off, man, though.
The creative industry is just going to eat you, like, alive, man. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody got time for that. Like, we talk about being in Lakeland, difference being in Atlanta. No one has time in Atlanta for a photographer to complain. Like, no one has time. Like, things move so fast over there that, you know, they just hire the next photographer because they got 20 people on that level. So it comes down of kind of like being good people, even working with some bigger artists. They got all photographers, like, on the line. They can call 20 people. Yeah. But they will call the person that is they fuck with on a personal level, and they can talk to and speak to and be real people with. You know? So yeah, just always stay open. Like, I'm trying to do that. Yeah. 100%. Most of the time, yeah.
That's a great piece of advice. I think it's great. I believe in you. I just wanted to say I believe in your brain 150%.
Appreciate that.
150%. I think you're dope. I think you're authentic. I could tell your work. You could put pictures in a lineup, and I could tell you exactly which one would be yours versus somebody else's. You feel me? I do think you spoke on, like, being authentic, and you have that. Nobody takes pictures like you. Nobody's pictures look like yours. I say that 150%. And you're good people, just genuine people. I'm gonna tell a quick story, really, really quick before we go. I don't know if you even remember this, but you shot my photos those years ago. That was like 2021, so right after my brother died, and I think you charged me like $200, and you said you just give me half now and give me half later. So I gave you $100, and I didn't have the $100 to pay you back for, like, bro, I swear to God, when I tell you I was down bad, I was so down, like, I was like, I don't really have it, bro. So I, like, dodge. Then I finally run into some bread, and I'm like, it was like a year and a half later, and I'm like, I'm going to send him his money back. Yeah. Because I fucked with your work, and I fucked with what you was doing and watching you grow, and I just thought it was just dope. So I sent you the bread because I fuck with you. Yeah. And I don't want to sound like a shitbag, but other people, if it was not what I wanted it to be, I probably would have ran off. Let it go. And let it go and been like, fuck it. But nah, I just feel like you were one of them ones. Like, you were one of them ones, and it shows in your work. Consistency, and don't stop, bro. Yeah, you fucking fired. You can take this shit up out of there. You feel me? Take this shit up out of there.
I remember that.
Yeah, bro. So I just want to say I fuck with you. I'm sorry it took so long. You feel me? I'm sorry I was. And we got our own heads now. It should definitely not take that long.
I feel like we're not making enough ads for this.
Got to do better with the ads for this ads. Facts. You know, because these shits is fire. 100%. PRSWRK. I'm not just saying that because to me it's just dope. It's just dope words. So.
When I got them, when I opened the pack you had sent me, I was so hyped. Yeah, I was so hyped.
I'm glad you liked them. I'm like, damn.
No.
Because when we were going back, we were like, nah, I think it's too big on the sides. I'm like, fuck. But I fucked with that because you were like, look, I'm not going to give these out if I think it's too big on the side. Right. But I fuck with that. You're true to what you were saying. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. If I see it and I like it, we can keep going. So
yeah, but I seen it was perfect. And green my favorite color too.
Perfect. You make it look good, bro. You wearing it a little bit better than me. Like,
you
know what I'm saying?
What you mean? You got the dimes?
He flipping his shit. Like, that shit is fire. Perfect. That shit is perfect. Yeah.
I'm like a DJ with it, bro.
Definitely. No. Shit is fire, bro. Shit is fire.
I like him. Cop one.
Yeah, make sure you guys cop one. You feel me? We're gonna put that link in the bio. And
they're gonna be gone.
Facts. They going quick, bro. These shits is going so fast. This is my fastest selling ones. So
honestly,
definitely.
It really is.
Definitely. Once again.
Just the quality. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Good quality. It's gonna work.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Make sure y'all cop one of these hats. Thank you again for being a part of the show. Really quick, shout out TGR in Lakeland. Make sure y'all come shop with them. Shout them out. You know what I'm saying? They get right. They let us use their space today, set up a pop-up shop, and it's been dope vibes. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'll see y'all next time, man.
Peace.